If you take a physical machine, on the bottom, what you have? Hardware. On top of it, what you have? Operating system. On top of it, you have what you have? Application. So this is a physical machine, the traditional architecture. But if you go for the virtualization topic, so the bottom you have what? Hardware. On top of it, super hypervisor. Which one? Hypervisor. If someone asks you what is hypervisor, what do you say? It's a virtualization layer. What is that? It's a virtualization layer. So can you tell me one example of the company that was providing virtualization? VMware. Cool. VMware. Nice. So VMware is the guy who is providing the software where you can install it. So what type of, okay, now we have hardware. On top of it, we have hypervisor. On top of it, virtual machines. What do we have? Virtual machines. So on one single physical machine, can you have multiple virtual machines inside it? Yes. Nice. And without, on the host machine, we don't have operating system. So if you don't have operating system, what is that virtualization called? Yes, bare metal virtualization. Which one? Bare metal virtualization. Which one, Nana? Bare metal virtualization. Very good. And if you have operating system, cool. Host-based virtualization. Very good. And then Bharat, what he did was he has migrated all these physical machines to virtual machines. Good. And he was happy with that one data center. But as the projects are growing up, slowly the number of host machines are also got increased. So now again, he's increasing the number of host machines, right? And finally, again, he's back to 3 data centers, correct? So now the risk is now multiplied with many times, right? And then Bharat was able to handle the data centers? No. And Pravalika, she is getting the new business? No. Then who is our hero entered? AWS. So AWS guy entered, and what did he said? That is important. What did he say? I will be handling the data centers behalf of you. What is it, Nana? I'll be handling the data centers behalf of you. So Bharat will be handling the data centers. Who will be handling the data centers from now on? AWS. Do you need to worry about the data centers? No. Right? So this is what we have discussed in our last class. Is it clear, Nana, online? And everyone here? Okay. So now you tell me, AWS has the data centers. Agree? AWS has the data centers? Okay. So AWS has the data centers. Where does he has the data centers? Only in one place? So he has the data centers. He has the infrastructure. Can we say infrastructure? Yes. He has the infrastructure only in one place, Nana? No. He has the infrastructure globally. Where? Globally. Okay. He has his infrastructure. That meaning data center in US? Yes. He has a data center in Europe? Yes. He has a data center in UK? Yes. He has data centers in Japan, Australia, India? Yes. Where in India? Mumbai. Which one? Mumbai and recently Hyderabad. So where does AWS has this infrastructure in India? 2 places, Mumbai and Hyderabad. So Hyderabad is the latest thing that he has developed. But which one we should be always using for now? Let's go for Mumbai. So why I don't talk about Hyderabad is Hyderabad also we can use, but that is a recently new branch. Let's say, for example, which is your favorite restaurant? Hey, tell me. Every weekend you go, no? Which is your favorite restaurant? Huh? Bawarchi? Okay, so Pista House, Bawarchi. Okay, so let's say, for example, the main branch of Pista House somewhere in one place. Okay, and that branch is since many years. And recently, Pista House got started in some new place. Will you go to that new place or will you go to the main branch? You are selecting the main branch, no? Why? Items are there more. In new branch, do you have the new items? No, they might be introducing new things. No, so wherever you, so the main thing you have the full-fledged meals, right? So here also, since Mumbai, we have the infrastructure in Mumbai since many years, so we'll be using Mumbai. Okay, now do you all agree, Nana? AWS has global infrastructure. Agree? AWS has global infrastructure. So I'll start with that today. So here, AWS has global infrastructure. AWS has global infrastructure. Okay. Now, what is AWS is providing for us? Come. What AWS is providing for us? What does the data center contain inside? Infrastructure, no? What does the AWS is providing? Okay, now someone is providing water cans to you at home. Water as a service. Yes or no? Right? And someone is providing something as a service. And what AWS is providing? Infrastructure. Can we say AWS is providing infrastructure as a service? Yes. What is AWS is providing? Infrastructure. So Nana, see here, I told you AWS has global infrastructure. So as we are in India, which is the place that AWS infrastructure? Mumbai and Hyderabad. Which one will we use? Which one will use? Mumbai. So, okay, those who are not from India, every country, not every country, major big countries, we have the data, we have the infrastructure of AWS. Let's talk about Mumbai. So, in Mumbai, AWS has data center. What does the data center contain? Infrastructure. What does the data center contain? Infrastructure. What does the infrastructure contain? Servers, storage, right? Network, everything will be formed as an infrastructure. So what is there in Mumbai? Data center. What is there in Mumbai? Data center. And what does the data center contain? Infrastructure. What does the infrastructure contain? Servers, network, storage, etc. Everything. So do you all agree that in each and every place, major countries, AWS has its own data centers? What does the data center contains? Infrastructure. So can we say that AWS is providing infrastructure as a service for us? Do we maintain the data center? Do we worry about the data center? So AWS will give you that, Babu, this is my data center. You want to access it. You want to access it. And if you ask a question, come. Okay, I'll hold that. Okay, first let me go one by one. So do you all agree AWS has global infrastructure? And also I'll say AWS is providing infrastructure as a service. Agree, Nana? What AWS is providing for us? Infrastructure as a service. You're getting it? You understood these 2 points. So AWS has global infrastructure. What does AWS is providing? Infrastructure as a service. Okay, now the question here is, sir, our hero AWS got introduced, but where is this cloud? Where is this cloud? Have you heard about the word called cloud? Of course, everyone heard about the cloud. Now tell me, in generally, where is the cloud? In the sky only, no? Obviously in the sky. It make very good sense if you are very new to this environment. Definitely, guys, even me also, when I was, few years back, when I was starting this cloud related thing, I also thought, Arey, Mama, cloud is in the sky, no? Cloud is in the sky. How do we put the servers in the sky? How do we put the servers in the cloud? Right? So cloud will be going, right? If I go out and see, I still remember I was going out and seeing the cloud. Array, cloud meaning data. So how do these guys will place servers in that cloud? It does, so it make pure sense that, guys, you guys are having pure soul, right? Everyone also think about the same thing, right? And cloud meaning, where is this cloud? Cloud is in the sky, yeah, where? But Chiti, cloud is not in the sky. Cloud is on the earth only. Cloud is on the earth. Now question is where? Where is this cloud? So now, where AWS has the data center in India? What does the Mumbai has? Data center. What does the Mumbai has? So that data center is remote location for us. Can we say Mumbai data center is remote location for us? So the cloud, where is the cloud? Cloud is present in the remote location. Cloud is present in the remote location. Where is this remote location in India? Mumbai and Hyderabad. So like this, the AWS has its data centers across the globe, right? So that every data center for us, it is a cloud. So if someone asks you, where is the cloud? What do you say? Cloud is present in the remote location. What is that? No? Cloud is present in the remote location. You understood this point? So I'll write C. Cloud is present in the remote location. Okay, now let me integrate. Now, what does the remote location contain? What does the remote location has? Excellent. Oh, data centers. What is the remote location has? Data center. What does the data center contain? Super infrastructure. Okay. What does the infrastructure contains? Yes, infrastructure contains servers, right? Servers, databases, network, etc. You understood? You see the integration? You see the joining things? Okay. Okay, now see me. Now answer me, guys. Where is the AWS infrastructure? Is it present only in one country or globally? Can we say the AWS has global infrastructure? Yes, AWS has the global infrastructure. What does AWS is providing for us? Infrastructure. What is AWS providing for us? Infrastructure as a service. Okay, where is the cloud? Cloud is present in the remote location. Cloud is present in the remote location. What is there in remote location? Data centers. What is there in remote location? Data center. What does the data center contain? Infrastructure. What does the infrastructure contain? Servers, database, etc. You understand now? Slowly, clearly. No confusion, nothing. Let's follow KISS. Meaning what? You know, what is that? Not. Keep it simple. Okay. So now, where is this cloud? Cloud is present in the remote location. Now we are connecting to which place? Mumbai data center, correct? Okay. In order to connect to the remote location, that means so-called cloud. In order to connect to that cloud, what we need? We need to have internet. Without internet, can you connect? Without internet, you cannot connect. So in order to connect to the cloud, what you need to have? Internet. So we need internet to connect to the cloud. Super. We need internet to connect to the cloud. Chiti, if there is no internet, you cannot open your browser also. Yes or no? You cannot do anything. No WhatsApp call, no reels, right? No YouTube shorts, nothing. Any YouTubers here? No one, nah? Every batch there will be a YouTuber, no? Okay, good. Any YouTubers online? So every batch I ask this, any YouTubers, definitely there will be a couple of people at least. Okay. So you guys are good boys, good girls, huh? Nice. Okay. Only AWS, huh? Nice. Okay. So Nana, in order to connect to the cloud, what we need to have? Internet. Without internet, you cannot do anything. You cannot do anything. Okay. Now, so what now AWS has the, okay, where is this cloud? Cloud is in the remote location. What is there in remote location? Data center, correct? Okay, it is a data center. So AWS, that remote location is called what? Cloud. What AWS is providing? Cloud only, no? So can we say AWS is a cloud provider? Yes, obviously. AWS is a cloud provider. What is providing for us? Cloud only, no? Okay, AWS is a cloud provider. And what is the service he is providing? Infrastructure. Now mix it. AWS is a cloud provider which provides infrastructure as a service. That's a definition of AWS. What is AWS? AWS, tell me, AWS is a cloud provider which provides infrastructure as a service. Simple definition, no? No need to have big definitions. Okay, let's start with this. So AWS is a cloud provider who provides infrastructure as a service. Okay. And by the way, I'm asking one nasty question. What is the full form of AWS? Thank God. Okay. You know, right? So what is the full form of AWS? Amazon Web Services. What is it? Amazon Web Services. So, okay. You know, what is the full form of AWS is Amazon Web Services, you said. But clearly think about it. Amazon, what services? Web services. Whatever he is providing everything to us through web only. Everything, whatever he's providing is through web only. That's why we call it as Amazon Web Services. Okay, now everyone have this question, sir. Sometimes I open Amazon.com or Amazon.in. There I used to purchase my pants, jeans, glasses, shoes. What is that, sir? Same, both. Is that a valid question? No. Many people say that is also an Amazon only, right? So, guys, that is same or different? Whatever we are learning is similar to that Amazon.in? Answer is no. So remember, AWS, not AWS, Amazon, who is the owner of Amazon? Jeff. Okay, so Jeff. So this guy, they started with a small bookstore. What's one? Which one? Bookstore. You know, right? Bookstore. Online bookstore. So they started with a small bookstore and started selling the books. And slowly, as the business got increasing, slowly they started, instead of books, they are adding another things also. Shoes, clothes, right? Electronic items, mobile, slowly. And slowly that has become e-commerce website. What commerce website? E-commerce website. E-commerce website meaning like Flipkart is there, no? Similarly, we have the Amazon.in. If you go, you can go and purchase whatever you want. And if you see Amazon, do you see there will be an arrow mark from where to where? A to Z. Do you know the meaning of it? So that meaning in Amazon, you will get everything from A to Z. That is the meaning of AWS. And you see AWS, if you take Amazon also, AWS also, you have that arrow mark. Arrow mark meaning A to Z, you get everything here in AWS, I mean Amazon. So slowly they started, they started this business, and there are a couple of people inside this Amazon, big mental, I mean, not intelligent people, right? Intelligent people. So obviously intelligent people meaning there will be a little bit, right? So that intelligent people, what they thought is they're having a coffee, and they said, Mama or Macha, okay. So he said, Are we are doing e-commerce business, no? We have this much big infrastructure data center. Why can't we sell that data center? Why can't we sell this data center? Or why can't we sell this infrastructure? We have such a big infrastructure, no? We have a big infrastructure. Why can't we give this infrastructure to the customers? Come. Okay. So, okay, hold on. Settle down, Anna. Settle down. Okay, so now they got an idea that why can't we sell this infrastructure to the customers? That's why they started selling the infrastructure to the customer. Infrastructure as a service. Infrastructure as a service. What does that infrastructure contain? Everything, whatever is there, server, database, storage, network, everything, whatever is there, they started selling. Through what? Okay, now they started selling, no? So now you understood the difference between Amazon.in and AWS. So we are not talking about Amazon.in. We are talking about Amazon Web Service. These two both are two different business for them. So we will be concentrating on AWS, Amazon Web Services, which is related to IT. E-commerce website is not related to IT for us. So they have the developers, they do development. Okay, now, so AWS has the data centers. AWS has the data centers. How do we access the data centers? We need to access the infrastructure, no? We need to access the AWS infrastructure. How do we access the AWS infrastructure? AWS is providing something called console, Amazon Management Console. What is that? Amazon Management Console. So it is like a website. So you open that website and there you have so many services. Nana, if you want to create servers, there is one service. If you want to create a storage, there is another service. If you want to create a database, there is a separate service. If you want to create a network, there is a separate service. If you want to store that data, there is separate. So that is why it is called as Amazon Web Services. So he is providing so many services through web. That is why it is called Amazon Web Services. So everything we can access through Amazon Management Console. What we call, say that, Amazon Management Console. So I'll write here we call it as, first of all, Amazon Web Services. And how do we access? Through AWS Management Console. So we will be having this console. Through console, we'll be using the AWS services. So do you all agree AWS is a group of services? Agree, Nana? AWS is a group of services. What are those services? We'll go slowly one by one. Huh? So AWS is a group of services. Okay. Nana, is this clear till here, everyone? Okay. Online, is it CC? Chitty? Non-IT? NCC? Okay, slowly. Okay. So be with me. So guys, tell me, okay. Do you all agree AWS has global infrastructure? AWS has global. Say that AWS has global infrastructure. Okay. What AWS is providing? Infrastructure as a service. Okay. So where is this cloud? Cloud is present in the remote location. What does the remote location contain? Data centers. What does the data center contain? Infrastructure. What does the infrastructure contain? Servers, everything. In order to connect to that cloud, how do we connect? Through internet. Without internet, can we connect? No. So what is the definition of AWS? AWS is a cloud provider who provides infrastructure as a service. What is the full form of AWS? Amazon Web Service. Amazon.in, AWS, both are same business or different business? Different business. Understood? So how do we access Amazon's infrastructure? Through AWS Management Console. Which one? AWS Management Console. So we'll have a portal or we have a website or application. We'll open that and we'll access that services. Okay. Sir, till here it is good, sir. Super. But who named this as cloud? It's confusing, no? For us, it will be confusing. So even I also thought cloud meaning which is in the sky. Why they can't put as a star? Why can't they put as something else? Why did they put as cloud? Only cloud. Cloud or infinite. Huh? So no. So this logic is there already before in our IT industry. There is cloud. This name is not new for us. Now after AWS came, the first cloud was started with IBM, right? So later slowly that company has not come into light and focused morely on the cloud services. So AWS is the guy who started focusing on it and started delivering things. Okay, now anyone in the class here, network admin or any kind of admin? Any admin in our here class? Network admin? No one, nah? Okay, let's say, okay, if online people are also there, they will get connected easily to me. So whoever admin it is. Okay, now I give a marker, pen. I'll give a pen, I'll give marker and give a board for him, network admin. And I tell them, Babu, connect Mumbai. Okay, connect Mumbai and Hyderabad. I'll say only this. Connect Mumbai and Hyderabad. You know, if I give this pen and paper to him, you know how he'll draw? Network admins, you tell me. Okay. So what you guys will do, they'll draw like this. Idliya. Mumbai. And this is everyone, network admins or any admins. Do you all agree? So you will be drawing this kind of, so you will say that, sir, Mumbai is, see, yes, like cloud shape. See, online people are replying. So if you give this task to any network admin or any admin, if I say, Babu, there is 2 locations. One is Mumbai location, another one is some other location. Connect to both of them. So they draw the diagram like this and say that, sir, this is one remote location. Mumbai is remote location, yes or no? Yes. Hyderabad is also a remote location. They are connecting using the internet. Yes or no? How does this diagram look like? In the shape of cloud only, no? For now, assume that looks like cloud. Okay, so you are connecting using internet. So most of the remote locations are identified in the shape of cloud. Not only now, 20 years back or 20 years back, so the remote location is always identified in the shape of the cloud. So where is the cloud now for us? Remote location only. So why can't they put, why they want to put some other name? That's why they put it as cloud only. So there is no big fancy definition or fancy person like some other guy saying that I have named the cloud. No. So in our IT industry also, in IT industry since many years, this concept is there. Now it came into the light. That's it. You understood? So cloud, there is no big fancy definition. I mean, big fancy name who invented this cloud. It was there already before. Is it clear, Nana? Okay. Is it clear till here, everyone? Any questions till here? Slowly. We'll go slowly. Arams. Okay. Good. So now let's talk about whatever we have learned till now. There are few keywords. Tell me from starting day, what are the things that we have learned? Main things. Virtualization. Do you know what is virtualization? Do you know what is host machine? Then did we learn about DNS? Next. DNS comes, everything will come under DNS. Okay. Next, virtual machines. Do you know what is infrastructure? What else we learn? Data centers. Okay. Protocols. Load balancer. What is load balancer? Which distribute the traffic to the multiple servers. Did we discuss about firewall? What is firewall? Which stops unauthorized access to the network. Okay. Did we discuss about hypervisor? What is hypervisor? Say virtualization layer. Did we discuss about cloud? Do you know what is remote location? So these are all the keywords that we have learned till now. Yes or no, Nana? Okay. Cool. So now, initially we had a physical data center. Yes or no? From physical data center, we have moved to virtualization. Fantastic. What is that? Virtualization. From virtualization that we have moved to cloud. That to which cloud? What was this? Okay. Physical data center. From here we went to virtualization. From virtualization, we have moved to cloud. And cloud meaning which cloud? AWS. Where is this cloud? A remote location. What does the remote location contain? Data center. Simple. Okay, Nana. Do you see the evolution from where to where, how we have moved? So in our last class, so from physical data center, we have moved to virtualization. Yesterday we learned about virtualization, no? So from that virtualization, we have moved to the cloud. So who is providing the cloud for us? AWS is providing the cloud. And where is this cloud? In the remote location. What does the remote location contain? Data center. Clear? Cool, cool. Okay, now, sir, till now it is okay, sir, good. But somewhere I saw one word, sir. We know about cloud now. I heard about cloud computing, sir. Have you heard about this word? So we need to know about cloud computing, no? Okay. So let's see what is this. I'll put this in very simple thing. I'll see. So if you go and read what is cloud computing in our internet, you will go mad. You'll go mad, definitely. Because there have big definitions of cloud computing. Should I tell you once, even simply, what is cloud computing? Okay. I'll make you to answer this. See. First of all, what is computing? Tell me what is computing first. Calculation. Where? Okay. You have your laptops, no? So you open your laptop. You are opening your laptop. What are you doing in your laptop? Don't ask me, sir. What are you doing in your laptops? Bro. Okay, browsing. What are you doing? What else? You're doing, okay, in level, you're putting the data, removing the data, adding the data, modifying the data, accessing the data. Everything, whatever you're doing in your laptop is computing only, no? Yes or no? Everything, whatever you're doing is the computing. What is computing? Manipulating, calculating, processing. Whatever you do in your laptop is called computing. Okay, now you're working in a company. You're working in your laptop. You're doing computing every day. You're opening that. This is everything. This is computing in your laptop you're doing. Or you're connecting to your on-premises. Remember, yesterday we learned about on-premises. What is on-premises, Nana? The data center which is handled by us. The data center which is handled by us is called the on-premises. So you have your laptop. You are connecting to your local machine only, no? I mean, local machine in your local servers only, no? Which is in your on-premises. Okay. Now, see, instead of doing the computing in your local machine, instead of doing your computing in your laptop, instead of doing your computing in your on-premises, now you will be doing the computing in the remote location. Nana, instead of you doing the computing in your laptop, instead of you doing the computing in your on-premises, now you are doing the computing where? In the remote location. What is that remote location called? What is that remote location called? Cloud. What is that remote location called? Cloud. And if you are doing the computing in the remote location, which is called cloud, and what is the computing called? Cloud computing. Pak, kare pak. But this is correct only. Correct. It's very simple. Right? So instead of doing, guys, instead of doing computing in your on-premises, now you are doing the computing in the remote location. What is that remote location called? We have learned cloud. And you're doing the computing in that cloud. What is that computing called? Cloud computing. So in your remote location, you are putting the data, modifying the data, adding the data, hosting the data, removing the every computing you're doing in the remote location. And what is that called? Cloud computing. Simple definition, right? First, you need to understand the logic. Later, you put masalas. Later, huh? Okay. So, I'll write it here. Instead of doing computing on local machine or on premises, okay, you will be now doing computing in the remote location. What is that remote location called? Cloud. That is called cloud computing. You all understand, Nana, what is cloud computing? That is another level of, okay. Supriya put one definition. Provider servers or services that is based on demand and easily scalable. Do you understand anything? Huh? I'll repeat. Providers servers or services that is based on demand and easily accessible, is scalable. So that is what. So first we need to know the logic, then we'll put the masalas. Okay. First you need to understand cloud computing, meaning instead of doing the computing in your on premises or in a local machine, you will be doing the computing in the remote location. So what does the remote location contains? The remote location is called cloud, but what does the remote location contain? Data center. What does the data center contain? Infrastructure. What does the infrastructure contain? Servers. And you see the definition, that is valid definition that she put. See, provider, server or services. AWS is providing services for us. AWS is providing servers also for us. That is based on demand. Whenever you want, can you create servers? Whenever you don't want, you can delete servers. Yes. And but now you want 10 servers. Can you immediately ask for 100 servers? That is called on demand and easily scalable. But to go to that level, there is time. Slowly we'll go. For now, let's learn a little bit layman language. Okay, good. Nice. Okay, now let's talk about something called, okay, experience, or not experienced people, everyone. Do you know what is deployment models? Do you know what is deployment models? Okay. Okay. So many people say no. I'll change this question and ask you again. Generally, you know, right? I was on an interview. I took so many lot of interviews till now because 17 years here. Right? So in this 17 years, you know what we do, right? We go with the high level all the time, right? So in interviews, I'll ask this question. Hey, can you please tell me about deployment models that you know? Deployment models are this way, we'll see. Okay, if I change this question, ask, what are the different types of clouds that you have? What are the different types of clouds you have? Now answers are coming. What are those? Public cloud, private cloud, hybrid cloud. Now we are answering, but actually you should not call it as types of cloud. You should be calling it as deployment models. This is very important in interview. Okay, so now VK went already to sprint, agile, waterfall and all. We don't talk about all these things. Okay, so now let's talk about deployment models. Deployment models. No. I want to tell you one thing here. You saw, right? Bharat was handling the data centers and was easy to handle those data centers? No, it was very hard for him. And what is the software that he was using? VMware. VMware, no? Okay. Now, from now onwards, who is handling the data centers? AWS. Now you might ask, sir, how come AWS is handling the data centers? They don't have problems, huh? They don't have problems. Of course, they'll have problems. Of course, they'll have problems. But do you need to worry on that? You are getting the power, current in your home. You know how much difficult it is to generate that current or power from backend? But do we need to worry about that? Actually, we can worry, but do we care on that? It is them how they have to handle it. But for us, they are providing the power. Here, similarly, here also, AWS is handling the data centers in a very nice and professional way. And if you ask, sir, what kind of software that they are using? They are also using virtualization in the backend. Definitely, AWS is also using virtualization, but not VMware. Remember, AWS is using a virtualization technology called Xen. What is it, Nana? Xen, Xen, Xen. Write down in your book. So AWS is using Xen virtualization technology. Write down. AWS is using Xen, Xen, Xen. AWS is using Zen virtualization technology in the backend. AWS is using Zen virtualization technology in the backend. So do we need to worry about that, Nana? Chitty, do we need to worry on that? No. Who cares? We don't care. Who will be taking care of that? AWS. Okay, let's come back. So we have deployment models. In other words, what do we call here? Types of cloud. Types of cloud. And okay. So there are different types of cloud. What are those? Tell me. Public cloud, private cloud, hybrid cloud. Okay. So we have three types of cloud mainly. You have community cloud also. We don't talk. There is no use of it. So public cloud, private cloud, hybrid cloud. Tell me those three things. What are those types of cloud? Public cloud, private cloud, hybrid cloud. So now, let's say, for example, what is your name? Karthik. Karthik. So we have our friend Karthik here. So Karthik, or let's say you, whoever it is, let's say Karthik wants to put a business, wants to start a business. Karthik wants to start a business. First of all, he need to have in his mind, no, whether whatever the services, whatever the business, whatever the services that he is providing, only for his family, only for his friends, or for everyone. First, he need to decide, no. Yes or no? Whatever the business that you are planning, you have to think, first of all, the services you are providing to everyone, or only few people, or only your people. We need to decide. So now here also, AWS started this called something called cloud, right? So AWS is cloud provider, and whatever the services that is providing is for everyone. Any provider, you take AWS. What are the other providers that we know? Who is our competitor? Azure, right? Yeah. So Azure also good. It's coming up. So first leader is AWS, followed by Azure, followed by Google Cloud. So there is no way that Azure can cross AWS, because there is so many steps, so much of big gap is there. So all these providers, their services are accessed by everyone. What is it, Nana? The provider services are accessed by everyone, is called public cloud. So AWS want to provide a cloud, and that services can be accessed by everyone. That is called public cloud. Okay, now anyone can go and sign up to the AWS console and can launch a server. Yes. Can you go and launch a server, create a server in AWS? Yes. Can I go and sign up to Azure and create a virtual machine? Yes. Can I go to Google and create a virtual machine? Yes. Who stops? No one stops me, right? So the provider services which are accessed by everyone is called the public cloud. So let's write. So the providers services which are accessed by everyone, like AWS, Azure, GCP, for example. There are so many also, but I am writing only few. Now, what is public? Sorry, what is public cloud? The provider services which are accessed by everyone is called the public cloud. And now what is private cloud? See, the provider services which are accessed within the organization. Within the organization, only your family. That is called private cloud. That is called what? Private. Is it public or private? Private meaning can be accessed by everyone. No, private meaning private. You have your private space. No. So anyone can put a leg in that private space? No, right? So it is your private. It is your private stuff. No one will able to access that. Like your bedroom. Can anyone access your bedroom? No. And like you have veranda, or you have some living room. Can anyone can access? Your guests can access, right? So now this is one, the providers services which are accessed within the organization. Maniteja, solution architect. Okay, let's say, for example, have you heard about Oracle Cloud? At least have you heard about it? Yes. So Oracle, IBM is there, Oracle Cloud is there. So all these are all private cloud. Can you go and create a virtual machine in Oracle Cloud? No. That is only for them only for their organization, only for their customers. Can everyone can go and sign up? No. No. That is called private cloud. So what is hybrid cloud? The combination of public and private is called hybrid cloud. Okay, now, sir, guys, there is no company who is providing hybrid cloud. Our AWS is also providing, but you need to go a little bit deeper inside it. For now, okay, see, for example, banking, bank, you have no banks. So for banks, they need to have a lot of servers. They might get servers from AWS. AWS is public cloud or private cloud? Public cloud. So AWS is a public cloud. You're getting servers on public, but all their confidential transaction will be happening inside their company, inside their private cloud. So the combination of that public and private, that model is called what cloud? Hybrid cloud. So there is no company separately providing, Babu, I am providing hybrid cloud. No, it's just a model. Right? Now, our AWS is also coming up saying that, Babu, I will be also setting up your private cloud in your company. I will also set it up. AWS is saying that nowadays, but let's go later on that part. Okay. So what is the hybrid cloud, Nana? The combination of public and private cloud. Nana, is this clear for you? Okay. So what are the three deployment models we have? Public cloud, private cloud, and hybrid cloud. So what is public cloud? The services which are accessed by everyone. So what is an example of public cloud? AWS. So our AWS is a public cloud or private cloud? Public cloud. So what is private cloud? Services which are accessed within the organization. What is it, Nana? Within the organization is called the private cloud. What is hybrid cloud? The combination of public cloud and private cloud. Super. Okay. Is it clear? Super. Good. And now, let's talk about, okay, now, our friend Karthik. So our friend Karthik has decided he want to put a business, and he decided he want to give the services for everyone. His idea is good. He want to give services for everyone. What services? What services? What kind of service? He need to decide. No, you are giving food. You are giving constructions. You are a builder. What services? So here also, if anyone started deciding that he want to give services for everyone, he need to know what kind of services. Now we have public. Now we have this deployment models. No, similarly we have something called service models. Which one, Nana? Service models. We have service models. Okay. Anyone know those service models? Okay. I'll come to that point. Okay. So, yes. Infrastructure as a service. IS. Next. Platform as a service. And last, software as a service. Okay. Then, see here. See my 4 eyes. See here. So, many people, if I ask, Guys, service models. What are the three service models we have? Infrastructure as service, platform as service, software as service. But please don't call this as AS, PaaS, SaaS. What is this? AS, PaaS, SaaS. SaaS, kiski SaaS? Kiski sasur? Huh? Tomato sauce, tomato sauce. What? So don't call it as SaaS. Okay, let's say for example, you went for interview. Okay, you went for interview. And I asked, which is the service model which will come after infrastructure as a service? And you say PaaS. PaaS. Are you playing Antakshari? Huh? What is PaaS? So don't call this as PaaS. Purely call, because once you go to little bit higher level, that meaning when you become higher level, meaning obviously when you become lazy, right? So there at that time you call it as AS, PaaS, SaaS. Don't call it as first one as. Okay, it's not good, right? So is purely call it as infrastructure as a service, platform as a service, software as a service. Don't call it as AS, PaaS, SaaS. Not good. And whenever if someone asks an interview also, if you say this will show you, this will represent the carelessness. Correct? If I'm asking you, Bharat, Bharat came to me, but I'm asking Bharat, what are the service model? AS, PaaS, SaaS. How does this sound? Very bad, no? So don't call it as, clearly say it as infrastructure as a service, platform as a service, and software as a service. So now, Chiti, now, if you go to internet, okay, now if I ask you what is infrastructure as a service, many people will say any provider which is providing infrastructure as a service called infrastructure as a service. Wow. What is platform as a service? Who is providing platform as a service is called platform as a service. What is software as a service? Who is providing software is called a software as a service. That is the answer. It's not good to say that. Okay. So if you go to the internet also, the definition of these things will make you very scared, right? It is huge definitions will be there, but you know, right? What we will do, we will keep it simple. So what we're going to do is let us go a little bit deeper on this infrastructure as service, platform as service, and software as service, but not today, tomorrow, because these service models are very, very important. Okay, now you tell me, guys, don't leave the class online until I say, okay? So which one is the first one, Nana? Infrastructure as a service. Can you tell me who is the cloud provider? You answered already. Which one? AWS. So AWS is providing infrastructure as a service, no? So the thing is here, it is not enough to say that AWS is providing infrastructure as a service, that is called infrastructure service. No, that's not a good one. So what is he providing? What are you are doing? What is his responsible? What is your responsible? What you will be doing there? What AWS will be doing there? So all these things deeper you need to know, because we'll be working mainly on which service model? Infrastructure as service model. Do we work on platform as service and software as service? We don't do much. We'll work in AWS also, but mainly AWS is providing what service? Infrastructure service. So that's why we need to go deeper into infrastructure service. Tomorrow we'll be going deeper into this topic, and after that you will not have any regret. Everything will fix in your brains. So no need to even read anywhere. That's how we'll go. Before that, okay, now let us recap on what we have learned today. Okay, don't look the books, close your books. Let's see whether it's injected or not. Okay, let's do. Online, ready? Ready? Ready. Okay, so AWS has global infrastructure, true or false? True. So where is AWS infrastructure in India? Mumbai. And so AWS infrastructure is present only in India. AWS has its infrastructure throughout the globe. And if I specifically ask how many places, I would say 27 places. How many places? 27 places AWS has the infrastructure, but I'll talk on that later. Huh? Okay, now what AWS is providing? Infrastructure as a service. Very good. Where is this cloud? Cloud is, you should say completely, cloud is present in the remote location. What does the remote location contain? Data center. What does the data center contain? Infrastructure. What does the infrastructure contain? Servers, databases, etc., etc., everything. In order to connect to the cloud, what we need to have? Internet. Without internet, can you connect to the cloud? No. So AWS is okay. AWS is what provider? Cloud provider. Can you tell me the definition of AWS? AWS is a cloud provider who provides infrastructure as a service. Fantastic. What is the full form of AWS? Amazon Web Services. How do you access AWS data centers? Using Management Console, Amazon Management Console or AWS Management Console. Okay, so what is cloud computing? So yes, instead of doing computing in your on-premises, you will be doing computing in the remote location. What is that remote location called? Cloud. And if you are doing computing there, what is that computing called? Cloud computing. Simple. And how many and what are the different types of deployment models you know? 3. What are those? Public cloud, private cloud, hybrid cloud. Nana, what is public cloud? The provider services which are accessed by everyone is called public cloud. What is an example for who is the example for public cloud? AWS. Okay. So what is private cloud? The provider services which are accessed within the organization is called the private cloud. And what is hybrid cloud? The combination of public and private. There is also another cloud called community cloud. So community cloud meaning, let's say Karthik is there, right? So Karthik, he has his cloud, but he don't want to give everyone. If he is giving everyone, what will that will become? Public cloud. And also he is not only keeping his organization. If it is only for his organization, what is that cloud? Private cloud. But this guy is giving to his friends. This guy he is giving to friends. So this guy is giving to not only within his organization, few organizations, few communities. That is called community cloud. Do we worry on that community cloud? No one is using. We don't talk on that. Okay. And then what are the service models we have? 3. What are those? Infrastructure as service, platform as service, and software service. Nana, what is the definition of AWS? AWS is a hold on. You are telling AWS is a cloud provider. Now I'm asking, what cloud provider? Publica, private, hybrid? Now from the definition, AWS is a public cloud provider who provides infrastructure as a service. That is the complete definition of it. So AWS is a public cloud provider who provides infrastructure as a service. You might ask, sir, is AWS is providing only infrastructure, not platform? All these things we'll see tomorrow. Okay, Nana? And what is the AWS? What is the virtualization technology that AWS is using? Zen, not Gen. Zen. Okay, super cool. Any questions online? So tomorrow, don't miss the class because tomorrow, now you see that slowly we're entering into the topics, right? Tomorrow we'll be jumping into the deeper level of service models. Okay, don't miss the class on it because, and tomorrow we'll be introducing couple of AWS services also, right? Do not miss the class. Okay. Any questions, Nana, online? Let me take questions from online. Super clear, huh? Nice. No questions. Sir, when we'll do sir, we will do hands-on on this batch on AWS platform. Of course, yes. So we'll be doing lots of hands-on. Nana, Chiti, without hands-on, no AWS. Right? But what I will be concentrating on this course is interview questions, certification questions, hands-on. Pack. Okay. So what I'll be doing is I'll be going deeper and deeper in each and every topic. I'll make you with the logics very clear. Once the logics are clear, hands-on will be very simple for you. Okay. So let's go slowly, one by one. We'll go. No hurry, burry. Okay. When Linux guys will be there. Linux guys, those, okay, see here, those who have opted AWS course, and I heard that many people already started registering. Those who have offline also, many people already did the payments and all. So admin is asking, so please complete all your formalities. We'll be now, from now onwards, we'll be going on to the deeper classes. Okay. Duration of this class course is 55 to 60 days. Okay. And those who have opted for AWS My Classes, Linux is free. Linux is free, right? So, sir, can you turn on video so that we can see you? You can't see me, okay? So, yeah. So, if you, okay, no, it's not good. There is no video cam here, okay? So those are, see guys, your admin is Mr. Shubham. Okay, so those are his details. Please get in touch with his WhatsApp. Okay. How this AWS is useful developers. Guys, AWS is universal. For developers, they need AWS. For admins, 100% they need AWS. For support people, 100% AWS. AWS is like an umbrella. Inside that, developers will be there, admins will be there, operations guys, everything will be there. Let's say, for example, developers are there. So you have developed Java code. So you have developed subcode. And where do you put this code? Will you keep it somewhere? What will we do? You will be putting on the server, no? Where are these servers? AWS only, no? Without learning AWS, how do you deploy and how do you operate? How do you do everything? And also, we'll be doing a lot of, there is also a concept called serverless architectures, which is developed by developers in AWS. So there are a lot of scope for developers also there are a lot of scope for developers in AWS. And operations guys, support, admins, there is no choice. The path is only AWS for you. And those who are coming back to the IT industry from a lot of gap, okay, you tell me now. Let's say you have a gap. You want to come, okay, you are non-IT background, you want to come to IT background. You tell me, will you go and learn Java? Coding? Do you want to do coding? No. Do you want to learn .NET? Do you want to learn SAP and all? So which one is number one in the market now? Which the AWS and which doesn't, which has very less coding and no coding. With AWS solution architect, you can get the jobs. So that's why many people, including HR, so even HR people, the business people and very big, managers and freshers, experienced people, everyone are falling on AWS because AWS is must. Any technology that you have, any programming language that you know, but additionally plus AWS should be there. This is for everyone. What will be starting salary? Starting salary depend upon the company, right? So if we take minimum 4 lakhs. Okay. Next. Who will be teaching us Linux? Linux will be taught by other trainer, not me. Okay. Srinivas, I saw your photo, sir. Very good. Congratulations. Hope that photo was nice. Not Aadhaar card photo, no? Okay, good. Yes, Gayatri, they'll provide the certification, that certificate. Yes. What about AWS exam for certificate? So Naresh Shetty will provide you the certificate. Otherwise, what you need to do is AWS will conduct the certification. Okay. So your aim should be that. Once you finish the course, you need to attend that will on certification part, we'll talk about that. Okay. Yes, Varish Ram, you can. Okay, good. So we'll be talking a lot. Shilpi, who knows, right? Depends, right? I should not promise here. Okay, so how much time do we need for practice daily, sir? Can't you spend at least minimum half an hour in your entire day? Maximum, I will inject in your brains, theory, everything. And I'll be showing the practicals also in front of you here. What I will be asking you is to repeat that practical. Can't you spend half an hour or 45 minutes daily to set up your career on AWS? Definitely no. So there will not be any pressure on this. So I'm there. No, don't worry. Right? Riyaz sir is there. Don't fear. Okay. Great. So can you give me the final CC for today online, please? CC with smile. Super. Three years of experience depend on the company. So 3 years of experience, if you're asking the sir, how much salary, it's purely depend on the companies, right? So you have MNC, I mean, service-based companies and product-based companies. There are two types of companies mainly. Product-based and service-based. In service-based company, the salaries will be little bit, okay, lower. On product-based companies, the salaries will be higher side. So there are people with 3 years of experience getting 9 lakhs, 10 lakhs also. Right? But depends. But the good salary will be double of your experience. If you're 3 years,